Hey everyone, it's the Vigilant Christian Mario, and you're here for another edition of Satanic New Age Movement Exposed. In today's video, I wanted to go ahead and direct you to a fantastic expose that was done by a great brother in the Lord, Brother Stephen, on the New Age movement, and showing clearly that the roots of this movement are satanic. The underlying philosophies are Luciferian and satanic. And Stephen clearly exposes that in his video. 100% proof, nail in the coffin, end of story. I would really just encourage you to check out the video. I'll go ahead and leave it in the description section. Proof the New Age is satanic. If this is the first time you hear about Brother Stephen, I did a video recently talking about his powerful testimony and why he is exposing the New Age movement. For those of you who don't know, he was a writer for Spirit Science, one of the biggest New Age movement organizations out there. I mean, they're massive on Facebook with over 11 million likes, and they're one of the biggest YouTube channels that talks about this type of philosophy and worldview. So he's come out of that now. He has a powerful testimony. Check out that on his YouTube channel as well, and just encourage him. We need to do our part now to help spread this testimony out to so many people that desperately need to hear the truth about this topic. And for those of you who are a subscriber of mine now for a while, you know this is something that is near and dear to my heart. I myself was a New Ager just like Brother Stephen. Before I came to the Lord Jesus Christ through a supernatural experience called being born again, I was a New Ager. I was in fact a Hatha Yoga apprentice, and I was studying tarot cards, numerology, astrology, all sorts of stuff like that. And I got heavily into it, believing myself to be at one with the universe and the cosmos, finding quote-unquote God realization within my own self, transforming my consciousness through different mindfulness practices, etc., etc., etc. I know all about this stuff. So me coming out of this spiritual deception, I mean, I have a lot of joy when I see a young man like Stephen being brought out as well, and being used by God in a mighty way to share the truth to people who are desperately seeking these things out. Now, what we're going to be looking at when you click on the link in the description section is proof that the New Age is satanic. He also created an article on his fantastic website, exposingthenewage.com, that I'll leave linked up for you to check out on this. So you can get the article version, or you can click in the description and get the video as well. I encourage you to share them all. Get this out there. This is very important, eye-opening information. It exposes satanic deceptions that keep people in spiritual bondage. So I can't stress the importance enough of you taking the time to like these videos, to share them on your social media pages, to support Brother Stephen in getting this word out there. Okay, we need to play our part. He's out there sharing his testimony, standing up against people that are obviously persecuting him now for having turned on that belief system, and we need to support him. But he is a true seeker, and the truth has led him to Jesus Christ. Praise God, it always will. Jesus is the truth. So now he's going out to expose this on his website and his fantastic YouTube channel. Okay guys, so take the time and support him, get these videos out there. Now, one thing I just want to point out as well, I'm going to do a video in the future on this topic here, how deceptive the New Age movement truly is. I'm going to recommend 2 books for anyone out there who wants to know more about this topic. How Satan has created a counterfeit spiritual system that masquerades itself as love, light, peace, unity, and all these beautiful things. One of the most powerful books is Johanna's, which is called The Beautiful Side of Evil. Many people do not comprehend this. They think that evil is always just going to be the demonic. They don't realize that Satan, according to the Bible, can transform himself into an angel of light. He's going to come as an ascended master from Lemuria to teach you consciousness shift and teach you that you're a vibratory being who is ascending, and all this mumbo-jumbo New Age garbage that comes from channeled information. The channelers are connecting unconsciously with demons who masquerade themselves. I was a channeler, by the way. I know this. I had 30 spirit guides. nonsense. And they tell you, oh yeah, no, we're ascending. Back in the day when I was deceived by this, it was on the verge of the 2012 supposed Mayan ascension and all that nonsense. And these spirit beings were telling me and other channelers that, hey, we're going to ascend and all this stuff's going to happen. The golden age of Aquarius is going to come to pass. And guess what? None of that ever happened, because we are dealing with lying, deceiving spirits who have an ability to masquerade and transform themselves as benevolent, wise beings. These ascended masters, these Lemurian, Palladian aliens, whatever, they can masquerade as your dead relatives, anything, a ghost, anything that they can change into, transform into, to deceive you, they will, because their goal, fundamentally, is deception. Jesus said about Satan that he is the father of lies. And the fallen angels, the 1/3 who rebelled with him in the heavenly kingdom and were cast down to earth, are also master deceivers. So don't think that they're going to come to you this way. Of course, there's blood sacrifice and evil and demonic, satanic stuff that's gory and just black magic style, but the white magic side of thing is just as evil, if not more evil, because it's more deceptive. It's more easy to identify evil in this form than it is this form, but don't be deceived. The beautiful side of evil is still evil, with crystals and chakras, and when you say namaste to each other, and love and light and rainbows, and living in a fairy tale butterfly land where your thoughts are vibrations that create a reality which never actually happens, and all this nonsense, that's also evil, okay? So this is something that took me a long time to realize. It took Stephen a long time to realize, but if you truly do pursue the truth, as me and Brother Stephen have, if you want to go to where the truth will lead, okay, you will be led to Jesus Christ. He is the truth, and he exposed all this spiritual deception that comes from fallen angels and is being transmitted through channeling, which God forbids. It's called spiritism, and God says to have no part in it, but these New Agers do it anyway, and then they think they're talking to benevolent beings, these wise ascended masters, and they are deceived at the end. So there you go, everyone. I just wanted to make this video to let you know about this video that I've left linked up in the description section, and to urge you to join the mission in getting this content out to as many people as possible. God has actually set it up that Brother Stephen is very close to me. I'm going to be visiting him, and we're going to be doing some work to expose this together. We both have testimonies in this area, and I believe that God will do something with us both to really use us in this way. So if you haven't seen my testimony, I'll leave that one linked up as well. I was a yoga, tarot card reading, astrologer, hardcore. I was channeling 30 different spirit beings who were telling me about consciousness shift in 2012 and leading me through synchro destiny, and I was having chakra, third eye visions and all sorts of stuff. I mean, as new age as you can get, I was there, okay? As hardcore as I went for Jesus is as hardcore as I went for this stuff, okay? So I know what this is about. So take the time, everyone, listen to people who have experienced this, who are just not, I didn't grow up in the church, neither did Stephen, you know, we didn't just come to you and tell you this stuff because, you know, this is what we heard from our pastors and stuff. No, we experienced it. We know firsthand, and that should have a way more powerful impact on you than anything else. I would really pray that you would take that into consideration. Alright, now I'm done. Go ahead and watch the video. 100% proof the New Age movement is satanic by Brother Stephen right here. Go ahead and be blessed by it. Share it everywhere. Make it go viral. Thanks for taking the time. Stay vigilant. Fear no evil, even when it masquerades as beautiful love and light. But it's still evil at the core.
Steve here. Just wanted to make a quick video on why I'm exposing the New Age movement. Because some people are asking me, you know, why don't you let people believe what they want to believe? Why is it such a big deal? Why can't you just have your own private beliefs and leave everybody else to their own business? So before we get into the reasons, I just want to say that this is not going to be about me Bible bashing you or something. This is not a me against you paradigm. 6 months ago, I was a New Ager still, and some of you have probably had your beliefs and your ideas, you know, strengthened by some of the articles of mine that you've read. So it would be completely unfair for me to do a 180-degree turn out of nowhere and then start chastising you or condemning you or something. That's not what this is about at all. And like I've said in a previous comment, I won't even be touching on Christian doctrine at all until I've first established a case that Jesus existed and then a case for his divinity, because it would be completely unfair for me to judge you guys based on something that you don't know yet. There was a time where I didn't have all of the knowledge and experience and information that I do now. So it would be unfair of me to condemn you for not believing something when you haven't had it presented to you in a rational way. So the first reason why I'm going to be exposing the New Age is because people want to hear the truth. People deserve to hear the truth. And they're currently being lied to. Some of the stuff that gets talked about in the New Age, it's not demonic or satanic, but it's just straight up false. For example, so much New Age doctrine is hinged upon Atlantis, which is believed to be some lost ancient paradise that was ruled by god-men of higher consciousness or something. And it's always tied into other ideas like ancient aliens or the Lumerians or channeled material or occult knowledge or something like this, when in reality there's absolutely zero evidence that Atlantis ever existed. Yes, there's evidence of advanced civilizations in the past. Yes, there's evidence of lost underwater civilizations. But there's no evidence that Atlantis in particular existed. In fact, the only time it's mentioned in the ancient world is by Plato, who was using it fictionally to represent an ideal state of the world. And this Atlantis myth is almost always pushed alongside a Luciferian philosophy. So one of the reasons I'm exposing the New Age is just because there's some stuff that's just false. And I don't think anybody wants to actively believe in something that is obviously false. So some New Age ideas I'm going to be exposing just for the sake of truth and just so people can have something to dig their teeth into that actually corresponds with reality and corresponds with the world that we live in. The second reason I'm exposing the New Age is because it's a counterfeit form of spirituality. It's basically Hindu mysticism boxed in occult knowledge and wrapped up in a bow of paganism. And we're fed this and told it's the highest form of spirituality out there, and now we're awake, now we've ascended to a higher level of consciousness and all this stuff. When really these are just a bunch of old ideas that have been recycled and mishmashed together, and there's a better form of spirituality out there that comes in the form of you having a relationship with God. And people are being told they have to meditate, they have to practice mindfulness, they have to be more present, they have to study occult knowledge, they need self-understanding, they need to reach deeper, more fundamental levels of consciousness before they're able to achieve enlightenment or realize a higher state of consciousness. And people put all this time, effort, and money and energy into all of this stuff, and there's a much simpler way to have a relationship with God that's actually real, tangible, and isn't contingent upon your level of consciousness or your intelligence or your knowledge. It's personal and it's intimate. And as someone who's been on both sides of the fence now, I can testify to the fact that it's counterfeit. And there is a better form of spirituality out there that comes through faith and comes through Jesus. And it doesn't depend upon my energy field, it doesn't depend upon my state of consciousness, and it doesn't depend upon how much knowledge I have. And so I want to help guide people and encourage people into a spirituality that is actually real and tangible and provides them wholeness and completeness and gives them new life. The third reason why I'm exposing the New Age is because there are people who are in spiritual bondage right now. Over the last few years, I've had so many people message me saying, hey, I'm really struggling with nightmares. I'm really struggling with sleep paralysis. I feel like there's something dark attached to me all the time. I feel like I'm oppressed by evil spirits. And personally, I think it's unfair that people are being fed lies. They're being fed a counterfeit spirituality that oftentimes isn't even safe and is extremely spiritually dangerous, which we'll touch on in later videos. And then they're oppressed by dark forces, dark spirits the rest of their life, struggling, paying money to go to Reiki practitioners to get rid of these astral parasites on them and stuff. And there are also people who are struggling with depression and struggling with anxiety. And so the third reason is really just to help people spiritually, to help people overcome these things and to break free from the chains that they're in. The fourth reason why I'm exposing the New Age is because some of it is just straight up demonic, like some of it's straight up satanic and Luciferian. In my next video, we're going to be looking at how the entire New Age movement is rooted in satanic philosophy. It was started by a Satanist, it was started by a Freemason who was Luciferian and praised Satan as being the spiritual father of mankind. There's some stuff in the New Age which is false. There's some stuff in the New Age which, might be a little unsafe. But there's also some stuff that is just straight up demonic. And I'm not just saying demonic because I'm Christian now. There's some channeled material, for example, that is channeled by entities who say, we're fallen angels and we worship the Lord of the world. We worship Satan in the astral planes. And then they proceed to go on with a bunch of esoteric nonsense. And so even if you aren't a Christian or you don't become a Christian, which I hope you do, I think I can speak for everyone when I say that nobody wants to believe in something that is satanic. And the fifth reason is that if Jesus is who he claimed to be, then absolutely everything changes, and we have to understand everything in a whole new light. There are a lot of false gospels and false theories of Jesus that get floated around the New Age, some of which I used to believe, But when we go back to his actual words and read them, there's really only three options. He was either a religious charlatan, a paranoid schizophrenic, or he's the Messiah, or he's the Son of God. And I'll prove in future videos how he wasn't a mystic, or how he wasn't, some kind of self-realized guru who was trying to teach us Christ consciousness or something. Jesus was a monotheistic Jew who claimed to be the Son of God and the only path of salvation. And he either is or he isn't. And I think we have very good reasons to believe that he is, which we'll explore in future videos. And if he is, and if he really was resurrected from the dead, supernaturally, then that would mean that he is the ultimate authority on topics like theology, morality, salvation, the afterlife, spirituality, and so forth. And if he's the real deal, then people in the New Age need to know this, because people are literally being robbed of grace, of love, of mercy, of a supernatural relationship that they didn't even know was possible, because they're being fed false gospels by people like Deepak Chopra or Eckhart Tolle, or because they categorize Jesus as being, a fictional character or something like this. And people are also being robbed of spiritual rebirth, of spiritual regeneration, and all of these other things that come when we submit ourselves to Christ and have faith in Christ. And so if Jesus is who he claimed to be, then, this life isn't just some prism that we get to explore for a bit, or some schoolhouse that we're just passing through and then we take our knowledge back to some neutral spirit world. And if Jesus is Lord, and if the Bible is correct, then we only have one life. We don't reincarnate over and over and over again. And what we do and the path we follow matters, because there are implications and consequences that might be eternal. And so I guess the reason I'm exposing the New Age is because I want to encourage people and direct people away from falsehoods and away from lies and towards the truth. And I think we have really good reason to believe that Jesus Christ is the truth. And so once again, this isn't about me Bible bashing you or condemning people. All I'm doing is condemning ideas, condemning beliefs, and exposing the falsehood of certain propositions, and directing people towards ones which are true. And in so doing, help deliver people from false spirituality, from spiritual bondage, and to hopefully lead them to a supernatural relationship with the Lord. And so thanks for watching. I got a new video coming out in a few days. About 80 hours worth of research went into this next video, and it's going to be extremely informative and extremely eye-opening. So please stick around for that, and I'll see you guys next time.